everybody have a seat, please? Good evening. My name is Dr. Kathleen Gallo, and I'm the founding dean for the Hofstra Northwell School of Nursing and Physician Assistant Studies, as well as an executive in residence at Northwell Health. Welcome to our white coat and scrub capping ceremony for our class of 2025 in the Doctor of Nursing Practice, Dual Adult Gerontology Acute Care Nurse Practitioner, and Certified Registered Nurse Anesthetist Program. The tradition of the white coat ceremony following the completion of the nursing student's first academic year begins tonight. The white coat ceremony is a symbolic and significant moment in a student's academic career. The ceremony initiates the transition to the role of nurse practitioner prior to beginning the advanced clinical courses. The white coat ceremony creates a psychological, intellectual, and ethical contract between the nurse practitioner student and the profession and promotes empathy as the students make their role transition into the clinical program of the doctoral degree. We thank the American Association of Colleges of Nursing and the Arnold P. Gold Foundation for their vision, leadership, and their support of this most important tradition. Scrub capping is also symbolic, and scrub caps have an interesting history. Scrub caps have graduated from being functional to being a personalized accessory in both the operating rooms and outside. Before the antiseptic focus of the 1940s, hats were not considered essential to surgery. From the 1940s through the 1950s, as the hygienic focus swept the industry, hats became a standard wear to help protect patients from contaminants in hair. Full-face hats were even designed for men with beards. In the medical fashion revolution of the 1970s, more and more medical professionals began personalizing their caps by sewing their own hats and buying pre-made hats made with very eclectic fabric. Several styles were popular, including the bouffant surgical cap, a utilitarian hairnet hat, which typically becomes light blue, and the milkmaid, a bonnet-like wraparound hat. Our capping ceremony is a rite of passage to symbolize where you came from and to declare your readiness and passage into the clinical arena to care for humanity and practice anesthesia in a professional manner. Every time you don your cap, remember your faculty, the staff, your preceptors, and your colleagues at the School of Nursing and Northwell Health that have been part of your journey for your professional development. The cap shall remind you of your commitment to your patients as well as your school. So now I'd like to introduce our keynote speaker. It's my pleasure to introduce Dr. Winston Joseph. Dr. Joseph is the chief nurse anesthetist at Long Island Jewish Medical Center. He has been a CRNA for 20 years. Before beginning chief CRNA, Dr. Winston was the nurse anesthesia clinical coordinator. In this role, Winston was the liaison between the hospital and the Columbia and Rutgers anesthesia program and was responsible for coordinating the nurse anesthesia residency experience. Dr. Joseph obtained his undergraduate degree at Lehman College in the Bronx, his master's degree in nurse anesthesia from Columbia University, followed by completing an MBA at the University of North Carolina and completing his doctorate, his DNP, at the University of Buffalo. Dr. Joseph is passionate about educating future nurse anesthetists. Dr. Joseph?
Good evening. Dr. Gallo, thank you for that warm introduction. Before we start, I want everyone to join me in a short exercise. Everyone in the audience and everyone here on stage. Everyone look to your left, look to your right. Now close your eyes. Take a deep breath in, hold it, Let it out slowly. Now open your eyes. Let's all take a moment to be mindful and present and enjoy this moment and appreciate what we have tonight. As Dr. Gallo touched upon, the white coat ceremony was first introduced in 1993 as a special event that symbolized a student's transition into the profession of the healthcare profession and a commitment to providing patient-centered care. Hofstra University started this tradition in 2015. Hofstra's nurse anesthesia program adopted the same tradition in 2022. Tonight, we celebrate the class of 2025 who will be receiving their white coats and scrub caps as they transition into the clinical setting. I was invited tonight to speak on 3 topics: professionalism, interprofessional collaboration, and how to succeed in the clinical setting. Professionalism and interprofessional collaboration are critical components of providing health care to our patients. Professionalism encompasses many attributes, including competency, ethical behavior, effective communication, empathy and respect, and accountability. Competency. Healthcare professionals must possess knowledge and skills to provide safe and practical care to our patients. Competency includes staying current with the latest research and technology, incorporating evidence-based research into practice, and completing continuing education courses. Ethical behavior. Healthcare professionals must adhere to ethical standards and principles when interacting with colleagues and patients. This includes maintaining patient confidentiality, respecting patients' autonomy, informed decision-making, and consent. Effective communication. Effective communication plays a vital role in professionalism. You must be able to communicate effectively with patients, colleagues, and other healthcare team members to ensure that patients receive the best care. Healthcare professionals should communicate respectfully with patients and colleagues. Equally important is the ability to practice active listening and address the concerns of patients and family members. Regarding empathy and respect, we should all be mindful that people are most vulnerable when they become patients. As such, healthcare professionals should demonstrate compassion and empathy, respect the patient's cultural and religious beliefs, and treat all patients with dignity and respect. Lastly, accountability. Healthcare providers can demonstrate accountability through various actions, which include but not limited to adherence to professional standards, compliance with policies and regulations, maintaining professional licenses and certifications, accuracy in documentation, and being honest about mistakes and adverse events. Overall, demonstrating competency daily, abiding by the code of ethics established by each hospital, effective communication, and consistently showing compassion and care towards patients will ensure that you demonstrate and practice professionalism. As for interprofessional collaboration, no more straightforward definition can be given than the concept of teamwork. Interprofessional collaboration is the cooperative and coordinated efforts among healthcare professionals from different disciplines to provide patient-centered care. Interprofessional collaboration involves effective communication, shared decision-making, and collaborative teamwork to optimize patients' outcomes and enhance the quality of care. Interprofessional collaboration recognizes the expertise and contribution of various healthcare professionals and leverages their unique perspectives to provide comprehensive and holistic care. The last point I'll make regarding interprofessional collaboration, which is often overlooked, is the value that it adds to the patient's experience. Studies show that interprofessional collaboration can improve patient outcomes, improve quality of care, patient satisfaction, and reduce healthcare costs. The last topic I will discuss is how to succeed in the clinical setting. I have 4 keys to success that have worked for me. It starts with the mindset that we are fortunate and privileged to do what we do. The best way to describe our profession is as if someone has given us a precious gift. One of the many lessons we learned from COVID was how fragile life is. Many of you tonight were nurses in the ICU taking care of very sick patients. Sadly, you experience death on a daily basis, sometimes losing 3 to 4 patients or more during a shift. Many of you held iPads so patients could say goodbye to their loved ones for the last time. You heard the screams, the cries, the pleas, oh, please don't go, and often, we love you. Many of you shared tears and cried with people you've never met. As anesthesia providers during COVID, pre-COVID, we were used to getting codes or intubations, call for help, 1 to 3 times a week. During the height of COVID, that was 3 to 4 times an hour. It wasn't uncommon to be in the middle of an intubation and then to be called to go to another part of the hospital immediately to try to help save a patient's life. And as we do with general anesthesia, when we would arrive to these codes to help these patients who many times was gasping for air, we used a mask to pre-oxygenate. Now, you guys may have seen this on TV or on videos or movies. We take a mask, and essentially you're giving extra oxygen to the patients. As you put over their face during COVID, some patients had their eyes closed. Many others had their eyes wide open. And as they looked up to you, and your eyes engaged, and as you encouraged them to take a deep breath, that they'll get through this, and as you put them to sleep, sadly, many times, you were the last person that person ever saw. I don't know many professions where you meet someone for the first time, you have no idea who this person is, whether they had a good night or a good day, whether they had a fight with their spouse, significant other, etc. But you trust them with your life. As nurse anesthetists, that's what we do on a daily basis. We meet patients for the first time. We help get them through a vulnerable event, closed surgery, or procedure they're having, and we get them through it so they can live their best lives, be there for their families, their friends, their loved ones, and sharing events like how we're here tonight. It's truly a privilege and a gift. So, the best way to succeed in a clinical setting is to always remember that this is a gift. When you get to the clinicals, you want to give it your all. The more you put into it, the more you're going to get out of it. It's okay to stay late and finish a case. You want to inspire and encourage people the way you were inspired, and someone inspired you and encouraged you to get to where you are today. Family, you want to treat every patient like a member of your family. Every patient should be a VIP and treated like a member of your family. Lastly, time. Dr. Gallo touched upon a very important point. The people here on this stage, the people you're going to meet in the clinical site, your preceptors, your clinical coordinators, the anesthesiast, tech staff, the office staff, even administrators here, they all invested a lot of time into you. When you complete this program and start your career, it's going to be your professional responsibility to give back and pay that time forward. The same amount of time people invested in you is what you should invest in others. So, in conclusion, remember the keys to success: give it your all, inspire others, family, treat people like family, and remember the time invested in you, and be sure to pay that time back. Now, for those who are into acronyms, you realize that the 4 keys to success spells gift. To the class of 2025, congratulations, good luck. Dr. Gallo, Dr. Greco, Jim, and everyone else, thank you guys for having me. Families and loved ones, celebrate your peoples. They're saying this is a shared sacrifice. I'll say this before I go. As much as you guys want to become CRNAs and succeed, your families wanted that just as much for you. And a lot of times they provided you with words of encouragement and support to keep going, okay? So as you applaud me, please applaud your families. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Joseph. And your words of wisdom and that you had about interprofessional collaboration is certainly appreciated here at Hofstra, where our students actually learn how they're going to practice, and how they practice is within teams in an interprofessional, intercollaborative environment. And with that, we have our fantastic faculty sitting here in the front, all from different nursing disciplines, so that we can truly share that interprofessional collaboration that we start developing in the classroom. With that said, good evening. My name is Dr. Michael Greco, and for those of you who do not know me, I serve as the program director here for the nurse anesthesia program. Class of 2025, you have achieved outstanding success this past year by going through a very challenging sequence of coursework and worked real hard. You will have another challenging and exciting 2 years ahead, especially as you embark in your clinical practicums. I know that your families will be with you to support and trust you endlessly, as they have done thus far. By choosing to study the art and science of nurse anesthesiology, you have not only stepped into an important profession, but you also have stepped into a lifestyle, one that requires hard work under demanding conditions, and it is highly satisfying. Of course, your educational journey will not just be limited to the next 2 years, but will continue after your graduation and throughout your professional anesthesia career. All of your faculty here at Hofstra have believed in you from the day we met you during your phase 1 interview, and you have worked real hard. You've carried our School of Nursing values and have made us all very proud of you. Witnessing your transition tonight, we have students, your colleagues and mentors from the class of 2024 here to support you, as well as our new cohort, the class of 2026, who you will be mentoring next year as they prepare for their clinical transition. So tonight, presenting your white coat will be the director of the AGA CMP program, Dr. Stephanie Keating. Presenting your Northwell scrub cap will be presented by Dr. Patricia Sarcona, School of Nursing, Nurse Anesthesia faculty. And the Arnold P. Gold Foundation pin will be presented by Dr. Sabrina Petrillo, the Assistant Director of the Nurse Anesthesia program. Tonight, also witnessing the transition, we have Mr. Jim Votra, the Vice President of the Anesthesia Service Line Operations, who will also be witnessing the transition, as most of you will be coming to Northwell to further your anesthesia skill set and work as part of the nurse anesthesia team. So with all that said, at this time I'd like to invite the students up as we begin to transition you through our white coat scrub cap pinning ceremony. Thank you, Brendan. Our first student transition tonight will be Adrian Anderson. Christy Capo. And once you cross the stage, we have a photographer at the end so you can get a great picture. Make sure you smile. Alpha Chen. Jennifer Cohen. Danielle Kasha. Lindsay Davis. Stefan DeTorres. Samantha DeLandro. Ariel Dominguez. Pierre Andre Elmera. Maria Franzisi. Nicholas Gargiulo. Joseph Giacchio. Javier Gonzalez. Sade Hamilton. Edward Howard. Samantha John Louie. Catherine Jopp. Navdeep Kaur. Peter Kotsavalis. Christian Paolo Lapardo. Giovanni Levy. Christelle Matalinier. Matthew Michelonis. Shannon Moore. Matthew Michelonis. Oh, we did Matthew. Wait, deja vu. Andrew Otkult. Woo! Christopher Pepe. Fedgini St. Germain. Angela Stanley. Amy Thomas. Gregory Wallach. Philip Young. Gabrielle Zinnar. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a round of applause for the class of 2025 as they transition to clinical practice. Everybody, class of 2025, please turn around and look at your family and thank them for everything that they've given you. Excellent. At this time, I'd like to call up to the podium Joseph Giacchio, who's going to lead the class in the nursing oath. The nursing oath can be found on the back of your playbill. This oath was constructed by the class of 2018, which was the first class that graduated from the Hofstra Northwell School of Nursing. And with that, Joe's going to lead us in the oath.
Good evening, everyone. I promise to face challenges and obstacles with courage, strength, compassion, and excellence, and always remember that on the other side of my important work is a human, someone who loves and is loved. I will remain humble, remembering my strengths and the strengths of all disciplines, while embracing the values of leadership, scholarship, collaboration, and humanism. I will continue to challenge existing norms to achieve high-quality, value-based healthcare outcomes while increasing access to care. I commit to lifelong learning and providing dignity-fostering care by integrating the innovations of nursing science with the art of healing. I will foster scholarship in a culture of excellence, discovery, integration, application, and education, linking scientific discovery to advance global health. I will remain committed to the path of excellence, innovation, discovery, and inquiry, and to developing advanced practice nurses and communities of practice. I will respect diversity and have the courage to lead and positively influence future societal norms.
Okay, you can sit. So you really look like you belong in the OR now, with that cap on. So I'd like to thank all of you this evening, family, friends, faculty, preceptors, for your dedication to educating our future acute care nurse practitioners and CRNAs. A special thank you to my friend and colleagues, both Dr. Joseph Marino, who's Senior Vice President of the Anesthesia Service Line. He is actually at a graduation for his own son up in Boston. And Jim Votra, a good colleague and friend, he's the Vice President of the Anesthesia Service Line. So their support is critical, and they're very passionate about being able to help develop the next generation of CRNAs and acute care nurse practitioners. So we were the first and only school in the country to develop this dual program, that our graduates would both be acute care nurse practitioners and CRNAs. Now, a couple of other schools have decided to take our lead, and that's okay. But we'll always be the first that created this groundbreaking program. And you are a special group of professional registered nurses. You possess the intellectual ability, have the work ethic that compares to none, have demonstrated courage, resilience, and grit, and that was just the first year. So we can't wait to see what you can do in years 2 and 3. So this group, everybody, will always be known as trailblazers because they are leading the profession in a new role. All I can say is, wow, and that you guys are awesome. And on graduation day, it'll just be wonderful. But you have so many classes coming behind you. As it was mentioned earlier, you will continue to develop the next generation. So thank you, everyone, for attending. Students, once you get outside, please stay on the staircase. The photographers will organize you so we get a good group picture so we can put it on all the social media. And if the audience would just wait until the faculty and the students proceed out, and then you can follow them. Have a wonderful evening. This is a big milestone in their educational journey and their career path. So congratulations to everybody.